Okay, back at Annie, Duce Robot. So we're getting a little bit of progress going now. Got all the stuff going. I mean, not going, but I've got the computers worked out. I just put Bullseye into this, to the Pi 3 that's on Annie, not in her anymore. Look, there's no more computers in there. That's a cool space that I can use now. So there's the Mega 2560 Plus. And the cool thing about that is it's got all of these cool hookups over here for the servos, and you can put power to this board. You can put like 15 volts to this thing. So what I got is I'm not going to go that high. So for the servos, I've got the wall wart, which is plugged in here. I'm sorry. So there's the Raspberry Pi and the power to the Mega 2560. I have been doing so far is I have the Mega 2560 plugged in up front with this. I can plug it in and program it, but then I can unplug it and power it through the wall wart there with the 9 volts, and that's plenty to push the servos with. So you can hook 6 servos up right there, plus it has a lot of other PWM pins in this board, and you could go down there, I guess, and use the analog pins maybe, because there's like all the way up to I'm sure everybody probably already knows this. Let's see, what's the highest one? I see A7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, A15. So it's got 15 analog pins. So, and then it brings out 0 through 5 down there where you see the red, the yellow, and the blue. And with the serial connections right there on the end where you see that little blue strip. And this is just a really cool board. It's got so many things that you can do with it. I have a 1 servo plugged in there that I'm doing, where is it? A test with. It's just glued there with a little hot glue. I'm going to leave it because I need to test this thing and just make sure they're all going to work. I got a little program in it. So there's Annie's tablets. So let me fan back. This is just, these projects are so big. It's hard to grasp them. So there's Annie's trike, and I'm cleaning all the wiring out of the back there. So there really isn't a lot of excess wiring now. These here are the wires for the elbow and the shoulder, but they don't really need to go that far anymore because they can go right up there to the board with just a little bit. And you can write code to that with the Adafruit PWM servo driver library just as well as you can to the other board. So, and you can put the voltage to this board too, so it can take up to 15 volts. And it may even be able to take a little bit more than that, but that's just what I read. I'm putting 9 to it with that, with the wall wart, that's all. It seems to be doing just fine. I got a fan on it just to make sure. And oh, there it is for that. So there's the 2 ESP8266s and the ESP32s. Those are both down there. I've got another one over there in the a different thing here. We'll pan over here and just kind of walk around here. Hey, Ducey. Let's come over here to this little corner. If there is anywhere to sit in this workshop anymore, there really isn't. I gotta come in here with my laptop. And so I got a couple of other boards. And these are all working. I've done a lot of the example sketches, like the serial ones and stuff like that. The V4 right there on top, I haven't gotten to do a lot with that yet. There's a blob for it, they said, that you can find on for Arduino, so I'm going to go look at it and see what it says. Should be able to just do this pretty much as they did the D4, I imagine. Pretty much the same board, looks like it to me. Except for with the 3D antenna or whatever that is there. Says you can make Wi-Fi calls with it or something. That's something I haven't heard of yet. There's those. And here is another board that is just all the other 8266s that I have, I got to work. And here, this one here is a little bit of a toughie. It's the one that you have to have that for. And I don't know if you hook, do you go RX to RX or RX to TX and TX to RX on this, or do you just go straight up like RX to RX and TX to TX? Because this is the one with the 8266 on it that, it's dark in there, I know, that has the 4 5-volt relays going down the side of it, but it doesn't seem to flash. It just sits there on its blink sketch still. And it doesn't really, you can't push the button and load it. It won't show up on the port. And it only has 5-volt hookup to it. It has no other inputs but 5 volts. Does not give you an option for 3.3 volts on this board here. There really isn't much of a name to it. It just, and there really isn't even any support I could see for it. They were just saying it has an app, but I'm really not into the app thing. Somebody else said you had to flash it with Tasmoda. I was looking at that. That seems like kind of complicated to me. And but just give me your opinion if anybody knows. If you take RX to TX and TX to RX, or just straight up RX to RX and TX to TX with that. That device is working. I see it flashing. And every other device that I have hooked up to those 2 Pi 4s there hooks and flashes, all the ESP8266s. Even that one there, that ESP32 with the camera in it that doesn't have the SD card, it still worked. I didn't have that much of a problem with it. And these are kind of complicated little boards and stuff to use. I just followed the directions and stuff that they had for it. It really wasn't that hard. I'm sure you could do a lot more with it. The Nano, I got it working. I got all the ports and everything porting up in it. And I don't think that the Nano is the problem with ROS. I think that thing is not public or something anymore. I don't know, because I'm getting a lot of that on there. And it seems like some of the stuff on there has changed on the ROS Git, .wiki thing. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I've got a card there with ROS Kinetics in it, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. There's still too many other things. I put the inference libraries. I've been kind of fiddling around a little bit with that. Got the camera working in the Nano BO1. It's a little bit different, so it kind of hit me sideways when I started using it. But I flashed a new card. I did an upgrade, an update, and an upgrade, and it seemed to work. So we're going to move on from there. It's got the ESP32 and the 8266 in it. All right, everybody. Oh, and Pi Apps goes into the Jetson. I have not had a problem with Pi Apps, and it has Visual Studio Code in it. Give that a shot. Till next time, everybody. This is a Duce Robot from the overloaded Pi Phi amp. Saying enjoy.